Hello again, and welcome to the Video School Live, sponsored by Chew on This Media and Be Live Media. We're here to help you to become authentic, dynamic personality on camera and grow your brand with branded video. I'm Brigitte Limbanda, and this is
Angeline Longshore from Maui, Hawaii. And you're in Cape Town, South Africa. We're in different time zones, but we're here to help you to really grow your brand with video. Thanks for joining us. So today we're talking about
the secret technique that many brand owners are not taking advantage of, and that is how to quickly relate to your audience and connect them on a level where they can relate to you. Relatability is so important. People need to sense who you are. They need to feel who you are. Because if they can do that, you will create a following that is going to love you for who you are. In other words, what you need to do is you need to pull back the curtain and allow people to see who you are. Because if you are something online that people can't relate to you, they're not going to connect to you. They're not going to feel like they can trust you. They're not going to feel familiar. You're not going to create a sense of warmth and relatability at all. And that is what you're aiming for with live video. This is not rehearsed. There's not 100 takes like with a webinar. This is real and raw. And when people look at you, they must be able to see that that is the real you. Because if they were to walk into your business or your store or your office, you need to be the same person as the person they are seeing online. And that's a very key ingredient, isn't that, Angeline?
yes, that's so true. And something you might not realize is that when someone sees someone, whether in person or on video, and they see something in that person that seems similar to them, then they feel like, you know what, they probably kind of get me. They're my kind of person. And so that similarity, it's sort of something that they're seeing like, hey, I get you, I know you. And when they feel that, then they feel that you get them. So that is that trust building factor. That's not hitting them over the head with, I get you, I understand you. You're not saying that, but you are being who you are in a way that relates to them, in a way that's very true and authentic to you. And so I was just thinking about this because I was listening to a podcast about the recent Snapchat insights. And someone was saying, and I feel like this is such a mistake, someone was saying that when you can see those insights, it gives you all the background of who's watching your videos. And that's cool. But this person said, then what you want to do is shape all your content around those people. And it's like, if it's like dating, if you think that you want to try to shape yourself into the person that you want to be like, because you see this guy and you think, oh, he's amazing, but he's a hiker. And so, I've seen this with people before. They're like, oh, I'm so outdoorsy. And then they're actually not. They don't like camping. They really would rather be in a hotel room, nice, luxurious, bed and shower. Then why make yourself out to be like those people or like that person? Because ultimately they're going to see that you're not really all that you're saying, and you completely lose that trust. And it's really hard to gain that trust back. So the relatability, some people think, okay, I'm going to be relatable to that audience. And you try to put that on, like shapeshift yourself into this thing that you think people want. And I see that. I'm sure you see that all the time, Brigitte. People are trying to be what they want out there because they want you want their business, or you want them to like you, basically. But really the way for you to build a really strong, fanatical following, and this is the ingredients of authentic cult branding, is that they relate to you because you what I call 10xing yourself. You 10x in a way it's like, I am so me, and the me that I am, I'm putting out there in such a strong way because I know what I stand for. And so Brigetti did that. And I saw her brand take off. I saw her live streams get thousands of viewers in double digits, thousands. I don't know if that's the way, tens of thousands. I think that's what I meant to say, in a way that it was like almost overnight, because she finally stood for something that her audience could relate to and she cared about strongly. And that is the Cape Town water crisis. So Brigetti, you took a stand and you were relatable. And how was that for you to see finally that you were actually saying something that people could relate to, but it was so authentically what you cared about?
Well, the one thing that I learned very quickly in live streaming is that whole thing about fake it till you make it doesn't work in live streaming. It simply cannot work because people will call you out. If you're not something if you try and be something that you're not, people will see that through. People will see that, as you said before, and you will lose your audience. And once you've lost your audience, it's very, very hard to win their trust back. So rather be who you are. If you don't know something, there's no shame in saying, I don't know, I'll find out, I'll get back to you. Because that's honest. If you were talking to a friend, like we're talking to each other now, and that's what live streaming is about. If you were chatting to a friend and your friend said to you, how long is that table? And you said, well, I don't know. I have to go and measure it. There's no shame in it. It's better to say that than to say, well, it's 2.4 meters. I'll put my head on a block. It's 2.4. But chances are somebody's going to call you out on that. So it's much, much better to be yourself the way you would be speaking to a friend, and be relatable, because if your friend didn't know, your friend will say, well, I don't know, but I'll check back and come back to you, let you know next time. So when you're in a live stream, and you've got live viewers and they ask you a question, simply be honest. Say, I don't know. And on the next live stream, we'll answer that. I'll list it down, and then be sure that on your next live stream, you come back and you answer the question, so that people know next time if something happens and you don't know, you'll go and do some research and you'll come back and you'll give them the answer. Easy,
Yeah, I think one of the fears is that people think, well, I don't want to be too comfortable or they want to be professional, basically, because many people are using video to promote a business and a brand. So they're thinking in their head, okay, I really need to put this out in a way that sounds good, that sounds professional. But in actuality, if you think about it, you are the expert. You know your stuff. And that's why people will want to buy from you or engage in whatever product that you have or service that you have. So really, it is about trusting yourself that whatever you have to relate to them, it being down to earth helps them to say, you know what, that's a normal person that I want to do business with, that I can trust, that they make sense to me. It's somebody that I would want to hire. I would want to see in my company. I would want to see working with me. So that's where we want to be, in that relatability experience, not I am this amazing brand, or, it's really to be real and normal, so that they say, oh yeah, I could see working with her or him. I could see using their service. And I trust what they're saying because they seem like a human being. And then, there's so many, go ahead. You're going to say something.
Absolutely. You hit the nail on the head there. Because when you build that trust with your audience, it doesn't matter what you're selling. You could go from soap to washing powder to nails, to selling houses, people will follow you because they've bought into who you are, and the product actually doesn't matter, because you are teaching people to trust who you are. And so irrespective of what you're selling or marketing, they will follow you because you've built that trust relationship with you, irrespective of the product, as I said. And so the quicker you can work on being yourself on camera, the quicker you will build a realistic relationship with your audience, and they'll come back again and again and again. There's often people that say, well, who are the kind of live streams you would wake up for in the middle of the night to watch, for example? And that would be a test of how relatable you are, if people would be prepared to do that kind of thing, because they want to hear from you, not from Joe Soap. They want to hear it from you. So the quicker you build that trust, the quicker you will build a following that people will not want to miss your live streams. And that's what you really want at the end of the day, isn't it?
I do like that idea that they think, who would you wake up in the middle of the night to watch? That's amazing. So, for people who are maybe not at the live streaming idea yet of that they would get to that point and they're just thinking about video, it's the same thing. Because I just want to bring it back to that relatability. When you think about a video and say it's a slick commercial and it's perfectly beautiful and done, which is what we used to watch and really buy into way back, I don't know when, before authenticity became really important in being human. Think about this. When we see those slick commercials, we don't trust it. And so it's the same thing when we go on Amazon.com and you see a description written by the manufacturer about what their product is about. And they may have a video and it may be perfect, but what you do is you scroll down to the user comments and what they have to say. And it's because you want a human being to tell you, you know what, this was great in this way, but it wasn't in this way. And I like to use it for this. And it really worked for a whole different purpose than I thought. All those things that you really want to know. And there's that human factor. And so again, relatability is that human factor. And so a lot of times people have this fear of video because they think, I've got to be like a commercial. I have to be slick. I have to look like I know what I'm doing. Well, yes, you want to be professional, but when you think about it, what they're scrolling down to those comments are those real tidbits. So like Brigetti is, she's giving useful information to her viewers. And it's not perfect, but it's professional. And so you can be professional without having to be perfect, as long as your information is relevant and relatable to that person and you are being that human being that people really want to see and trust and follow. So that's pretty much my feeling, is that really learning how to 10x yourself means 10xing your brand, and that grows your business. And so we'll be teaching how to do this in our group, in our membership group, which we haven't started yet. So don't worry, you haven't missed anything, but we just want to let you know that there are so many things that you can do to get over your fear, to be normal. And we're all in this place where we're learning. Video is so new, so don't feel bad about that. Right, Brigetti? Brigetti grew like that.
Absolutely. So that brings us to the end of our broadcast for today. And next week, we are going to discuss whether or not you need to be a model to attract followers or customers or a clientele. Because that's a fear that most of us have in the beginning. We say, well, I don't have a pretty face, or whatever, my hair's not good enough, or my nail's not good enough, or I've got a skew nose, or whatever. So those are the kind of things can hold people back from wanting to put themselves out there and start live streaming. Should that hold you back? is that going to be a deciding factor as to whether or not your live stream is going to be successful? Well, to get the answer to that, you'll have to tune in and watch us next week. So signing off from Cape Town is myself, Brigitte Lambanda from Cape Town in South Africa, and
Angeline Longshore in Maui, Hawaii. And we'll see you next time on Video School Live.
bye.
Bye.